Good morning, good evening for people from Tanzania. Welcome to the first Qhsc General Member Meeting. Today is January 20th, 2024. Right now it's 9:08, and thank you for people who came in early. So we want to, in space of time, we want to make sure we respect your time for being here. It's the initial meeting for the year, so it usually has a lot of logistic and stuff. So I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, but hopefully you, if you have any question, just note it down. At the end, we can discuss. So when we start discussing, then at least all the stuff can come up at the end, but just note it down and then let me know afterwards. If we discuss any dates, it's tentative dates, we put it in just a placeholder. So if you are leading those groups, then you can let us know which day works well or what time is possible. So we do that individually later. But right now, as the first meeting of the year, we're just going to give you what things that has been planned for 2024. And then, so if you are able to jump in any of those, we welcome your participation. To start with, Happy New Year to everybody else. Qhsc is getting stronger and is growing. Thank you for people who have helped us before and are continuing to help us this year. We really ask for your support in suggestions. I know donations, you always help us. Your contribution, you help us with that. So we always thank you and appreciate you every day. We encourage everybody to come and let us know. We have an email that is the group email, which all the executive members will get that message, and then one of us will respond as soon as we can, which is info.gaboniqhsc at gmail, and then we can let us know. Or if you want to send me a message through my Dr. Gaboni Qhsc, that'll be fine. Or you can contact any of the leaders, which I'm going to share members of the new board members and executive members and advisors today. Okay, so today we're going to go over the monthly meetings. These are the dates that we are planning for now. If there's anything that we might end up changing, that's okay. We have a list of the board members so the people knows who they are. And then we have a schedule, virtual global trainings. And then we have activities for the Qhsc that we plan for this year. And then we have the dates for the medical mission. We're going to go over it. We have ways to try and raise funds. And for any of you guys who are listening and you're willing to help us, please, you can help us with that. That'll be very good. And then we have discussed a little bit of the budget, what we are hoping to do. And then we have membership and friends, and then we have community outreach. What dates we have, and if you can volunteer any of those days, that would be great. And we have volunteer opportunities, people who wants to work with the board members and people who wants to work with executive members, we're welcome. So usually that's almost kind of like a mentoring. So you know how the nonprofit works, and if you can contribute that way, please let me know. And then of course, we're always happy to have new members and friends to join us so we can continue doing what we do, the vision of the organization. And then at the end, we have just a discussion. So to start with the dates, so like today, that's the general meeting we have. It's the 20th, and majority of the meeting we have will be at 9 o'clock. Most of them are Saturdays. So if there's anything changes and we have to change the time, we'll let you know ahead of time. But that's the time we'll put it so at least it works with people in Tanzania also to be at I believe at 3 in the evening for them. So those are the dates will be posted in the website, and we'll be sending it to the group so you can see it, the WhatsApp group. And then the board members meetings or the leadership group is supposed to be at night. Usually it's Thursday night, but last night was Friday because we had a conflict on Thursday night because we had already a planned meeting, so we couldn't do that. But yesterday was done at 7:30, and I thank all the leadership group who attended and shared their insight, because that's going to help us to plan well and make sure a lot of people are involved so we don't strain only a few people. And I appreciate for your time and your suggestions. So thank you very much. So for 2024, this list is posted also on our will be updated on our website, but also it's posted on Stanbiz, which that's one of the area that here in Florida, all the organization have to be listed in there. And then we have to spell out who is the executive team, board members, advisors of the organization. So those names are going to be there. And soon, once we update the website, then you can see their bios, what their specialties to the organization and in your professional life, what exactly they do. So the names are there. So thank you very much for all those people who agreed to volunteer their time and expertise to the organization to try and make it better. Make sure you can see, okay. The next one is the virtual training. We have specific trains that have already been set up ahead of time before we do the medical mission. So this is just throughout, not necessarily for only Tanzanian healthcare workers, also here and everywhere in the world, because we're going to be doing online via Zoom. So we have right now 6 sessions. Sometimes you might add something in the middle if we know something else is needed or one of the hospitals is asking. So we might add it as long as we have a facilitator or somebody who is willing to run. So the same thing we ask for the public or general members, if you are interested in to provide some education or training, or you see is one of the projects that we are focusing on and you want to get involved, please let us know. And then I will get you in touch with individual leaders on each group, so then you can come and help us. So we have those 6 sessions. One of them is the neonatal group, pediatric and health baby breath group. We have those 2 training in March and in May. As I said, those dates are tentative once we started working on it and communicating with the hospitals in Tanzania, because that's usually our main focus, but it's open to everybody. We want them to get that knowledge before we get there in the medical mission. So second session is postpartum hemorrhage and quantification of blood loss. Those classes are already put it tentatively there. Another one is CPR, which we are going to include those 4 areas. And also help baby breathe can be included in them. So their classes, you can see there are more. I mean, there are 4 of them, probably those initially. We could have more, but we try to plan accordingly for this year. And if next year we have to increase, then there'll be another plans. And if you're interested in working with their Brie Vegas is one of the lead person in that group. So then we can get you in touch. And then so we have extra people to help. Session 4 is adult intensive care unit. So that's Dr. Gwen Randall, and she is going to be doing those training, and she has more plans for those areas. So definitely if you are in ICU, respiratory people, cardio people, you are all willing to help us, definitely we will get in touch with Dr. Gwen Randall, and then we can work on it while we are here. And if we are fortunate enough that you join us for the medical mission, then we can go to Tanzania and be able to do that part. So that's for the adult intensive care, also with anesthesia in the same group. Session 5, the obstetric emergencies and the emergency room. So those are the area also we are working on to try and get people to go and help us in those classes, and then go to Tanzania and do those things. Session 6, school collaboration, Mrs. Steve Jones and Mr. Jones and Mr. Siakabez are all working on that area to try and make sure those things are done. Part of the school sessions are including the collaboration between schools. That's the area that Mrs. Victoria Jones is working on it. And then the other side of the school, those are vision and other logistic over there. Mr. Siakabez is working with Mr. Steve Jones to work on those areas. So all those things are going to be continuously. And then so if you're interested in those areas, please let me know. And then so I can connect with you, and then so we can start. Because in all these groups will be working independently to try and get their session going. And then eventually be like every month we'll be keeping, giving you updates which group is going to be presenting. And then so, so don't start saying, okay, let me wait until later on, and then you find that your group has already finished presentation. So that's what I said, if you see it and you're interested, let us know, even if the classes are later, May or June or July, just let us know. So we need all the help we can get. Activities, what we are thinking. So those are the areas that you can see. See, we did those last year, and then we're going to continue, but we're trying to make them more efficient. And that's why we are trying to get the lead of each project to be leading what they need now. And then so we need to recruit people going to those projects and help those leaders, so then we can make it each project more efficient. And so we need to start it early. We don't want to wait until in June. That's when you are joining the group. And then so you're going to the medical mission. If we can get your participation from now on, you can give those ideas so then we can make the project better. By the time we go and do the training over there, it's going to be more efficient that way. So more to come for those each projects. Medical mission dates. So we know is September 13 to the 28th. So usually that one may be like in September 12. It depends on when the tickets are kind of affordable for us. So it might be tentatively the day before or the day after, or late at night or early in the morning. So all those are tentative dates, but always that will make exactly 2 weeks. We encourage people who wants to go. The first initial payment is the $250 to hold that spot, because there's a lot of logistic behind the scene that we have to submit your name, to make clearance, to make sure your credentials are correct. So there's a lot of stuff that requires us to do behind the scene for you to be able to go. So that's why we have to put that $250 individually. However, if you are, everything is cleared and you're going and everything's ready for you, then that $250 is going to be added to the logistic part that you need to contribute to when you go to Tanzania. So it's not like we're just holding your money for nothing. If you end up going, that money is going to lessen the fees that you need to pay for Tanzania. And then, of course, usually the flight and visa and medical insurance, that's on you, because people have to have the freedom of choosing what they want for their medical insurance. This covers just in case if you go to Tanzania and you get sick, we have a means to make sure you're stable and then bring you back home safely. And then the visa usually is the standard for everybody else who is going there, because we are going as the through the medical mission. So we have a specific visa, which is a multi-entry visa. When you go there, you can go throughout the year if you get too excited in there. But the preference is to get all of us go at the same time, so we arrive at the same time, so we get all the services that we plan safely, and we make sure you arrive in Tanzania safely. Okay, so for the planned fundraising, we know for sure we have so many opportunities, and we ask all the members to help us. So if you have an organization that does matching funds for volunteers, or they cover the volunteer hours, or when you go to work in the community, you can attribute or donate the hour times to the organization. That will work very well. Let us know if you have those opportunities. All I can ask you is go and ask probably the human resource, and usually they do. And if your hospital is involved with the community outreach projects, they always like to have those things, because most of the time when you go and volunteer somewhere else and say, oh, those hours can be, equivalents of those hours can be donated to Qhsc. So then it will explain to you how to connect that, and then you'll be able to donate those hours to Qhsc. So I'll give you an example. I work at the HCA, and they do matching fund. So through the payroll, you can say, I'm giving $50. So then your organization will say, we match the $50. So then the Qhsc is going to get $100. So they do that to support or to encourage the employees to go and help the community. So, or if you go to the meetings of the organization, like today, if you're coming to the meeting and then you go and say, okay, I spend an hour or 2 hours to the meeting, so I want those hours, contribution for those hours to go to Qhsc. So you tally that time, and then when you get to certain numbers, then they give you the grant to donate that hour. So you don't get the money yourself, but they're going to go straight to the organization. So if you have something like that, let me know, and then we can discuss on the side and help you set it up, so then it will go straight to the organization. We appreciate anybody who can help us that way, and then increase our ability to function and support our communities. If we know the corporation that does the fundraising, which we'd be happy to include their logos to our activities, that's fine. Some people say, okay, if we give you the money, then we want you to advertise for us for the whole year. That's okay. We have all those letters, then we can send it to them, then they can help us. We do have those, some organizations give the donation, like Cliff Bar used to do that, give us those Cliff Bars, and we take to the kids. So there's some things like that. Please let us know. Social media, we all know about social media, Facebook, birthdays and events. And thank you for all those people who have been doing all these 3 years. And then that money comes straight to their account. You don't have to do anything. When you're on Facebook, if you go to the donation page, and then they will ask you which nonprofit you're working on, If you search for Dr. Gaboni Qhsc, it's there. It's already registered in there. We go to the PayPal also, they have that grant for non-profit organization. If you search Qhsc, is there. So we already register behind the scene. And then when they ask anything that you have to search for the non-profit organization, the Qhsc is already there. So these are the things that we try to do behind the scene, but we're asking you from outside or the front side to go and seek those services to help Qhsc. And we thank you in advance. Something new that we're planning to start doing this year is the Qhsc Gala. Alternative, it's the end of the year. So this is the one way of fundraising, aggressively fundraising for the organization and all the activities, not only just the medical mission. This is throughout the organization to try and make sure when we get funds, we'll be able to buy supplies. Because right now we have the CPR training for here in our communities and Tanzania. So when we do those bigger fundraising, we try to get the money to buy those supplies, because when you're using this money, you can't use that only one set for the whole year. No, more like probably we have to end up buying like 4 sets. So almost a tentative 4 sets is like almost $4,000. And then you have to buy those little bags to try and we have to do the amber bags. So this is just an example. CPR by itself, just the basic things that we need for in a 1 year could be like 5,000 up to 10,000. So those are things that if we are planning ahead, we have places that we can do fundraising, yes. And the gala usually include like giving the summary for what we did. Remember, usually I send that email at the end of the year, so we can have that to share that with the donors when they're coming to the gala. And then you maybe give them the taste of food from Tanzania, give them something that they can come and get entertainment there, but also show them whatever the money they're giving us, what is it doing to help the community? And that's what they want to know, because if I give you the money, what do you do with it? So they need to be able to see what we are doing through the communities, medical mission, and how many people we impact, how many healthcare workers we are teaching, how many community, like those children, how are we trying to do those prevention of the diseases by doing visual screening or something like that. So those are things that we can showcase ourselves during those galas, and we ask people who are coming in there, when they pay a fee for each ticket, maybe 50% goes to the food and all the stuff, because the rental and paying for people who are the location, but then the other 50% is the fundraising. So those, percentages, just for example, right now, it all depends on how much it costs us to hold that event. And people who are interested in the experience with the gala, then we're gonna talk to them and ask them to help us to get to that point. We always get grateful for those individual donors. Yes, we want people who have $1 million to give us so we can use it, great, and we appreciate that. But also we really appreciate people who are giving us those $5, $10 here and there, buy a backpack for a kid. We always appreciate that, because those kids don't have those bags. So any contribution will help to buy 1, 10, or 15 kids, or even $1.50 buying the lunch for these kids for 5 days. Those are the things that we are asking people to help us to be able to complete our mission. And then we have Qhsc. So Qhsc, thanks to Mrs. Bree Vargas, she has been working tirelessly. Last year we did the pilot, and then so she was able to set it up. And then for the last medical mission, we were able to buy our T-shirts there, and they're very nice. So now she's working on the CPR, because that's one of the areas that we're going to go here in the communities to try and help our communities. And then so she has these T-shirts. I'm going to let her, when I finish it, I'm going to let her share the website, and then so she can show you guys how to get to the website. So this is the latest design that she has worked on. You can see the hands on the logo there that's showing, like when we do the compression. The cardiac people, I know the nurses probably are jumping up and down. You can see the EKG, although we don't like the test, but yeah, we like to see it when it's normal EKG for the patient. So you can see the stethoscope of the design, that's beautiful. And then she has, like you can see an actual T-shirt. And then on the back, it just says CPR Hodari. So Hodari is the Swahili word, like to say these are the people who are brave enough to perform CPR to save lives. So that is going to be our little logo behind the scene to help us what we can do with the CPR. So thank you very much, Bree, for all you do and all your creativities. We also encourage people who, if you think we have, you have maybe from your hospital or for your community or school or wherever you work, you need some T-shirts that, like to display unit, or they have to go somewhere to do some activities, and you want the T-shirt design, and you want to use us, and then we get some profit or little percentages from your sales, please let us know, and then I'll connect you with Bree, and then Bree is going to work with you to try and help those products or supplies get to you. So thank you very much. So the budget, we are still continuing to, because we are expanding quite a bit. So it's in progress, and we're trying to manage what we did. We did very well last year, and we were able to meet our expenses and get a little money left to continue doing what we were asked for from the to accomplish the medical mission. So thank you very much for all the donations and contribution and ongoing support, because without that, there was no way we were able to cover all the expenses last year. So, and have a little money left over to try and continue for this year. So thank you very much. What do we need to do for this community now? We are adding those CPR. We decided to talk about it. We are going through churches and communities to try and offer our services. So these CPR on the non-healthcare workers. So these are our community people. So it's not like extension like the CPR is going to be doing the medication and all the stuff. No. We're just doing the basic CPR in the community to help our own community to make sure that they're getting that help. They identify people who are in trouble, and then, got that 3-4 minutes, they can help that patient while they're waiting for help. So those are the areas that we are targeting it. So if anybody, even if you are non-healthcare workers and you want to come and help the group, please, we need the extra hands, because even if we have 3 or 4 people who are certified healthcare workers to do CPR, we need other people to do the logistic part. So don't say that, oh, I can't volunteer because I'm not a healthcare worker. No, we have a lot of things that you can come and help us, like registration, set up then help allowing people, get them the little training, and then make sure they're registered. And then when they go home, we give them little handouts to make sure they have something with them when they're going home, something that they can use as a reference. So those are things that we want to be able to do that, but we need everybody, not only healthcare workers. But this, the community part is we're doing the CPR for non-healthcare workers. We're also going to work with Qhsc Ministry to try and, they were going to try and give us probably 1 or 2 locations for us to do CPR for. Another thing that I think we were talking with Dr. Sharon through one of the churches, then yes, we go and do those things probably on Sunday afternoon. We're still working on the logistics to try and help that. As I said, in short, any help we can get from any members or friends, please come and help us, because we want to make sure we support our community too. The more they know to identify people who are in trouble, the earlier that person will get help. And as a healthcare workers, once the heart stops, the minutes count. We usually say seconds, but in the community, you say minutes count. So 1 minute, 2 minutes, person without oxygen in their brain, the complications get worse. So if we can help our community to just identify even those people who are in trouble and then ask for help, that would be a huge thing. So come and help us, please. We need all your help. The same thing when we go to Tanzania, we're going to go to some of the schools and the athletic group, which is called Magnet. We've been working with them last year. We're going to continue doing that part. We're going to also engage in the school bash. So all these things are spread out throughout the year, and that's why we need more help. You can see it's a loaded year for Qhsc, and we need every single person who can hear us to come and join us. Cross Ministry is going to continue as before, every last Thursday of each month. We've already committed ourselves. The same thing, we're going to be getting reminders. And if somebody wants to come and work with that specific volunteering part for the Cross Ministry to be able to send reminders and stuff, let me know. We can work together, and you can help me to be able to do that consistently. Posting this in the website, posting this in the group, and capture who is going, who will be there, and once they go to capture that information for the organization. So I put this dates here, then every time we go, you can see that tallies is just build up that column to say, okay, the first time we go is the 25th, how many people were there, and everything was as good. We have the little video to show people who are going there throughout the year. So if somebody who is excited about that, please come and help me. That would be great. Okay, so members, Qhsc members, those contributions due March 1st. I know starting in the year, it's always a lot of expenses. I appreciate that. So we extend up to March 1st if you are able to, especially for the leadership part. The due date is March 1st because those contributions help to run the organization. Like the fees and all stuff are needed to run, like the website, the Wi-Fi, running the meetings, all those things need to be paid out. And then so your contribution does help with that part. And of course, your contribution is non-deductible. So at the end of the year, you can claim that part. That's fine. Members, general members membership is $75. So wherever you commit and you want to be able to pay, so we give you a month to be able to pay that amount. And then if you're a student, then you pay the $50. It has to last for the whole year. And then there's some benefits. One, we get the more money for the organization and stuff, people who are supporting. So then if we have like a medical mission, so if we have funds enough, they might help for you to be able to get the deductions or discount for what fees you need to do, but you have to be in a certain member years in the organization to be able to get those discounts. So there's a website, there's a link on a website of how to be members and benefit of being a member. It's included in there. So if you're interested, let us know. And then we do have that group, that Qhsc friends, maybe for this year or this time, somebody does not have the funds to spare for that, but they're still willing to come and help us, please. We welcome your participation and devotion to help the community. So yes, you don't have to pay on that $50 or $75 to be Qhsc friends. But if there's any, as I said, those discounts or benefit for those people who are paying members, so once those benefits are there, you can't get those benefits because the contribution is not there. And when you are able to support us financially, then definitely we welcome with open arms. But this is means that even if you cannot pay, it does not mean that you cannot help us, like volunteer or stuff like that. We still need your help. And that's why we put that group there, because we know there's a challenges in this life. A lot of people have challenges in their life. We understand that. We all do. But still people wants to help us by their time and participation in these activities. Please come and help us. And then you'll be a Qhsc friend, because Qhsc need everybody. Okay, the other thing now is we're talking about earlier about mentoring, learning how the organization does. So we have those like a mentorship. So let's say this is an example. I'm the president, but I will have another person to come and help me. Some of this, like set up the meetings, to set up the connection, or writing these letters to communicate either with the embassy or with the government or something like that. So that person is going to be like my mentee. So that person is learning how to run the organization. The same thing if it's a secretary. So then you work with the secretary to be able to see, okay, what are the secretary does? So those are the things that opportunity we let people know. If you are interested and you're committed, then yes, we don't want to say, okay, I'm committed, so now we start working with you, and then before you know, you run away. We don't want to do that, because we don't want to keep reteaching the same thing over and over. But if you are willing to learn and you're willing to provide sometimes and come and talk to us and see how much commitment is needed, definitely we are aware that everybody is busy. We are aware of that part. I'm not just expecting you to be with me for 24/7, no. But if you are able to help us here, maybe set up the the dates, reminding people on the website, and you are able to do one thing, maybe something for 10-15 minutes a week, and then you can religiously give us that options, and then we plan ahead, then yes, definitely we appreciate that. So those are things that we are asking to try and make sure that people will understand how much it takes to run the organization, how much it takes to organize those meetings, how much it takes to prepare for the school activities or community outreach, how much it takes to do all those fundraising. So if we have those people who are helping us, then also even the lead people on those areas are not stressed out because they're putting too many hours. So we welcome people who wants to volunteer and wants to learn, but we ask you to have the commitment of being able to do. And you can do for a whole year, and then if we think maybe that's not for you anymore or something has come up, that's okay, we appreciate that. But if you commit, then we want you to commit at least for a year to help us. Okay, and we always have the gratitude for people who are the board of directors, advisors, executive members, regular members, friends, people who are contributing and donors, and of course, thanking for all the global volunteers for each medical mission they're doing. People who are going to the communities, the volunteers, please. Usually we, after those events this year, we want to be able to do a little certificate of appreciation, and then we send it to you and say thank you for your time. And then we create a link and usually put it on the YouTube. So that'll be something that if somebody is willing to be able to help us with a little video, maybe monthly, 10, 15, 20 seconds to post it on the website to be able to appreciate people who are volunteering for us. We welcome that individual, come and help us so we can put our name out there. So thank you very much. Finishing up with the packing. So we always have faced the challenges. Once we collected all these supplies, we face the challenges of shipping these things to Tanzania. The problem with that is once we have donations, we have to send them to one of the location agency, and then that person has to ship them to Tanzania, which takes sometimes 6 to 8 weeks. So if we are late to do that, like last year, we shipped them so early to the agency, but unfortunately it was not shipped out as soon as we wanted. We found out later that it was delayed for other reasons. And then we got to the Tanzania, but we didn't have all the supplies that were donated. So we faced that challenges, and we were able to, we had a team from Tanzania who helped us to distribute what was there. For example, for the glasses, we're still working on trying to find the optometrists to come and help us finish up all those donations for the glasses. So we're trying to avoid that story for repeating itself. So we are aiming to receive the donations now for after this meeting, and all the leaders on each group start working on it to try and get those supplies for their projects, and then you collect them by the 30th, and then ship those supplies to the agent person who is supposed to ship them to Tanzania. So that's May 15. And then we ask them, the shipping agents, to ship those things in May. So by then we give at least ourselves almost more than 3.5 months to get those supplies to Tanzania cleared from the port and then be distributed where we want those things. So when we go to the medical mission, we want things to be there waiting for us. So I'm gonna ask every single person who is able to collect something for us. You guys know those projects. If you're able to collect, I don't know, baby blankets or school supplies or whatever, and we need those things collected aggressively by the 30th, we have those supplies, and then the 15th, we can ship it. So if you think you can help us, please let me know, and then I will direct you to work with the project leaders to know, okay, if you want to help with the CPR stuff, how can you help and when can you help? Those are the things that we need supply-wise. You want to help with the Help Baby Breathe or the baby blankets, the hats and mittens, so cute. Yes, you want to be involved with that part, then we will let you connect with Dr. Msambichaka. You want to help with the ICU vent stuff? Yes, we will put you to work with Dr. Gwen Randall. And then, of course, the school supplies, yeah, you're going to work with Mr. Siakabe, Mr. Steve Jones, and Mrs. Victoria Jones with the school staff area. So then at least we can have those things organized early on, collect those stuff. And if something is big, then we can ship directly to the agency. So then to reduce the cost of carrying them from Florida to the Maryland where we need to ship them. So I encourage you to reach out early on, and I thank you in advance on behalf of the Qhsc for everybody who is going to be donating or giving us supplies, those in-kind donations. We really, really need them so it can help us, please. Okay, so to finish up before I let everybody speak is the calendar. I throw so many dates, and I'm sure probably people are getting a headache right now seeing all those dates. So, however, I organize them in a sense that I put them, all of them in one calendar, so we can be a little bit organized each week, each month, each quarter. What do we need to do? And then people can prepare according to the dates. So, and this calendar is going to be posted in the website and also periodically posted in a group, the Qhsc group. So you can see, like, for example, we had the school collaboration planning meeting with the teachers from Daniel Webster from Texas. That was on the 12th last week. We had a quarterly board meetings yesterday. Oh, that's a weird time. It's supposed to be 7:30, but it shows like 7:30 and 6. I have no idea. Then we have monthly meeting, which is today. And then so we're going to say how many people were there today. And then cross ministry, that's the next activity is coming on the 25th, that's next week. So we're going to need people to sign up so we can have, usually they say maximum of 6, but we've had at least 7 people because we can distribute ourselves to make sure we are not congested in one area. And then, of course, the other meetings are continuous. So this schedule also is going to give you an opportunity that, for example, if I was not able to volunteer on the January 25th, I can plan to volunteer January 29th. At least people they can plan ahead. I know everybody's so busy. I understand and I appreciate. So maybe having the schedule in front of you, you can say, okay, maybe I missed this event. Let me participate in another event. And then so you know for sure, okay, if you're asking when any training will be, so maybe the first training is going to be the ICU anesthesia, that was Dr. Gwen. We're still working on it. And then, so if you know you can participate or even attend that class, that would be great. Let us know. So we're going to try to get those advertisements out and people can sign up. So this goes throughout the year. It's over and over all the activities that the Qhsc will be doing. And that will help with planning, sign up. So we don't want to exert certain people. We want to share the experience and rewards you get as you volunteer. And so this is schedule, I said, it keeps going and going and going until the end of the year. Okay, so with that, any questions before I come off the schedule, before I stop sharing my screen? Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. I see on the chat, is there anything somebody wants to add on the chat? Because I can't see my screen from the chat.
No, I was wondering what the codes are for the second column after on the chart.
You said the codes?
They're like numbers, codes, like letters and numbers on the second column.
Yeah, so when I put everything on the calendar, because it's so many words, I just put those little initials, and then you will see what is the length, the longer version of those codes. So there's no something special about it. It's just the first uppercase of each word. That's why you put it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good catch. I didn't think anybody's gonna see that.
Just wondering.
No, I appreciate that. That was very good. Okay, any questions, comments, things that we can do? Hi, Brianna. Things that we can do.
Hi, Dr. Gabon.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Somebody was on the iPhone. Who is that? Etsy thing?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, hi. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, and great organization of the meeting. It looks good. I don't know. Let me know when you wanted to talk about the community level CPR. When you want to talk about that, okay?
Yes, no, that's okay. Bri, you wanna do the Etsy and then you can go back to the CPR, yes.
Sure.
Do I want? Okay.
No, she's gonna tell us a little bit about how to get those T-shirts and other supplies in the
Okay.
Etsy, and then we'll
Okay.
come back to the CPR, yes.
So to log on to Etsy, you guys know it's just etsy.com. You're going to log on. And up top will be the search bar. So all you have to do in all capitalized letters is type in Qhsc. You're going to search that, maybe. And then once you see our product, just click on one. It doesn't matter which one. And if you scroll all the way down, it will give you an option to go to our shop. So right here, this link, Dr. Gabon Qhsc gift shop. And then you're going to see all of our shirts. And here's the new CPR shirts. And I put, if it was the dry fit material, I'm probably going to take away the cotton t-shirt because it's the same price. And I noticed last year when I washed my cotton black one, it just came off after 3 washes. So, but it's pretty simple how to get to it.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions?
Can they bookmark the page so they don't have to keep searching back and forth every time they go to Etsy?
Yeah. Yeah, Google lets you bookmark anything. It will probably be these 3 dots up top to
Okay.
bookmark something. So, and then,
Can
like
you show
Dr.
us how,
Gabon,
can you show us how to bookmark it for all of us who are not tech savvy?
if I know how to bookmark it, yes, now you're putting me on the spot. Bookmark and list, and then, so Google has these 3 dots right here. You're gonna, and then there's a little star, bookmark and list, and then you're gonna go bookmark this tab. Done. And that's it.
Yay.
Yay.
I think if we put a little hat on the Etsy, so if they think you favor those products, they're gonna start showing up. Every time you log into Etsy, it's gonna show up as the first thing. I mean, that's another
Yeah.
way, yes. But I agree with Bree, when you put it that way, so definitely it's gonna be right there on your favorite. So then you just find it every time you come back.
Yes. So,
Okay.
and like Dr. Gabon said, I'm trying to expand the listing. It's still going, the profit is still going to go towards QHSC, but I want to make different t-shirts so we capture different audience as well, all through the whole year instead of just a couple months before the mission. So if you work on a peds unit and you guys want a special pediatric shirt and you have an idea, if you could throw your ideas at me and then I can try to construct it on the t-shirt, just so we capture different audiences, that would be very helpful.
And then will you keep the tie-dye t-shirt? I know that you're not going to get the dry fit and tie-dye.
Yeah, I kept all the t-shirts. There's like 3 different tie-dye t-shirts. So here's one of them. That's yellow. Here is light blue. And here's the original one.
Right, but I'm assuming those are cotton, right?
Yes.
These are, but I noticed with this one, like I've washed this specific one 100 times and it held up pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as vibrant, but it held up good. It's lasted me about a year now. So I don't know, it's just some materials are different than others. So I haven't tried these. I don't have these yet, so I can't give you. And the hoodies last. I've washed the hoodie 1,000 times and it lasts. And it's cotton. I don't know what it is. It's just different companies I use. I'm trying to figure out which companies are good and which ones. This blue one, the jersey, it lasts, but the black one doesn't. So I can't use Gildan anymore. So it's just trying to
Yeah,
figure out which one works and doesn't.
yeah, we remember those Gildans. They're very inexpensive, but
Yeah, but they don't last. So
Okay. No, thank you
that's
very
it.
much. But yeah, so we welcome everybody who is interested. If you need a socks or t-shirt or whatever design, just let Bree know, and then we can use that idea and try to get what people want, and then in turn raise money for the organization. Dr. Sharon?
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Hi, this is just a follow through with your plans for a community level activity.
Yes.
And yes, our church is open. They're willing, happy to have you as us as a venue. I went through and checked with everyone. I wanted to kind of tie in on a senior. There's 2 things: a senior lunch and a senior breakfast. But the person who runs that said it's kind of grab and go. It started after COVID. People just come in, pick up their meal in a sack or something, and greet each other, and then they leave. So he suggested a date and time, and we talked, Dr. Gavoni, about the date and time, and that doesn't work out. February 11th is Super Bowl Sunday. No way. Yeah, but we're all on board. Let's you and I pick a better date. The
Okay.
person, our trustee, who's a female, she said, "Look, Saturday is a better day. People can come on. We're trying to make it like a health fair instead of just, it would be doing CPR. You have as much as time as you need, and we could also talk about hypertension. We can talk about any health-related activity." I envisioned that we'd make it perhaps 2 hours, you think? And we have the education room, which has tons of tables like we use in Tanzania. There's lots of room. That's not a problem. We want to send out flyers to get the event known and guess we have the whole month of February because they wanted to try to tie it into Black History Month, just community level. So I think what I'm really saying is let's you and I pick another date and time that doesn't
Okay.
work. And 4 p.m. on Sunday, I don't know where he came up with that, but 4 p.m. Sunday, everyone's thinking about work on Monday or they're tired from their Sunday activities. So we kind of thought Saturday morning. She said 10. When I do health fairs, no one comes at 10. They usually come in at 11, but we could start at 10 and get warmed up. But let's talk later, okay? But it's
Okay, no.
all open. We can do this.
Yeah, no, that would be great. Yeah, so we can probably, once we finish this meeting and everybody doesn't have any question, then yeah, we can stay behind and actually discuss a little bit more. That would be great. So in short for everybody, yes. So Dr. Sharon has been working and trying to extend our QHSC in the community. One of the areas, I said CPR to the non-healthcare workers, and that's what we want to do, to be in the community, help our own family and friends and surrounding neighbors to be able to identify those things that they need to do. And if somebody happen to have that emergent event, they should know at least few things to do to help that person while they're waiting for help. So that's what our goal and aim to our community. So definitely she's been gracious enough to introduce us to other communities and churches to be able to say, yes, we have people who can come and help. And that event also is going to require people to volunteer. Yes, even if we are not CPR training or something like that, you can come and help us the logistic part. You can hear that what she's saying. Some areas of education, we might need somebody to come, kind of registration to capture who is coming, somebody who is helping the people to go to this room or move to this part or help set up. I mean, we can do those things. And I'm assuming since we're going to talk about blood pressure, more like we might do blood pressure screening, get a blood pressure for everybody who shows up there, at least to give them a little idea, okay, they're on stand. So those are things that we're going to relay later, once we have a full project wrap up and we know for sure the details, but volunteers are going to be needed, definitely. So we need your help. And then of course we need to get a surprise, Ms. Bree. We need to order those things quick. So that I think that, as I said, thank you very much, Dr. Sharon, for even extending our hands to the community. And I know Ms. Valentine has been working with another group. And then Emily from Cross Ministry also, she's working with another group to try and figure out which dates we can. So those are things that if we can go and help our community is going to be feeling safe and healthier because they are learning something. And we're not going to substitute this from their doctors, midwife or nurse practitioners follow-up. No, we're not doing that, but we're just trying to empower them to be able to identify things that they can do while they're home on their family gathering, to be able to say, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. So that's all we are asking. So anybody who can help, please, who wants to help our communities, definitely join us.
Hi, Dr. Groney. I just had a thought. A lot of, maybe some of us know students like in high school that really want to shadow, they really want to do something. They're welcome to come. We can teach them to do blood pressures, and just hearing the talk and practicing their CPR. That might be a good collective group. Students. Yes. Now I'll reach out to T. Lori Jefferson for their mentoring students to come. Okay.
No, that'll be great. Yeah, that'll be good. That will help, as I said, people who are in the community, and then seeing us to help and support our own community. That would be great. Definitely. Whatever we can do, we try to do. And as I said, I'm asking for all the general members and QHSC friends who have the time. And as soon as we start posting those dates out there, just pick 1, 2, or 3. And if you can do all of them, great. Please come. If you can do some of them, yes, at least choose 1 or 2. That will help definitely alleviate, so people don't have to work like every single month, every single week to do that part. Because once we give our commitment, we want to be able to show up. We don't want to go there today, there's only 2, next week there's only 5, the following week there's only 1. No, we don't want to do that. When we commit, then we really want to know, we want to go for the number that is they're asking for us. So yes, very good. Thank you, Dr. Shannon. Brianna, you have anything?
No questions.
Okay, it's good to hear from you. Mr. Steve Jones, any suggestion, questions, comment? Mrs. Irene Gaboni, any comment?
No, I think schedule is intense, very thorough. Nice job.
Thank you, advisor. Yeah, so it is intense. And as I said, when I was putting those dates, I'm asking people around because I'm asking individuals. So everybody knows what they're focusing on. Oh, I only 4 classes in the whole year. I said, you have no idea. If we put all of them together, it looks intense. And that's what we want the lead people on each project. They don't have to do like 5 projects. Because yeah, that's just going to stretch everybody thin. But if person is focusing on their own project, they have 4 or 6 activities throughout the year. It's not as overwhelming, but we need more people. And if we get each project with its own people, that will help tremendously and doesn't feel like it's so much. But we have to put everything together to give a whole body of the organization what activity are we doing. And so at least everybody will know that, okay, this month is this activity, this month is this activity. That helps to be a little bit organized. But yes, it does look intense, and I'm always color-coded, so I always have to put different colors so I can see. Because if everything else is black and white, I feel like too much. But yeah, I do agree, it's intense. But if people from school just deal with the school stuff, people from the hospital or CPR just deal with the CPR stuff, then it doesn't feel overwhelmed as if the person from CPR does this and that and that and that. So everything is going to come to be too much. Brianna, you're good. Mrs. Behoniak, you're good?
I'm good. I just can't figure this out this morning.
No, it's okay. But yeah,
It's
so
out.
we can't wait to hear about your dinners and stuff and arrangement and stuff. Once you get better, though, don't worry about it right now. Just get better first, and then we can try and figure out that part.
Okay, Sante-san.
That's the question. So what we are trying to do with Mrs. Behuniak is Mr. Paranka has been working on the video, and then so she's going to use that when she's trying to do fundraising, dinner fundraising, and then play that 5, 8, 10 minutes of Qhsc journey related to that project. And then so we want Mrs. Behuniak to give us the feedback, to give us the audio as kind of like a capturing and reminding what the reason why they're doing the dinner. So for example, giving the history, how many kids we have fed and how many times she was, what fundraiser she used to be able to raise money for that project to feed those kids for 2 weeks or a little bit over 2 weeks sometimes. These kids are like 830 kids with their teachers. So she's trying to go big, like means she's trying to get more days, more money to feed the kids, more days for the kids. So by doing that, at the end of the video, we want to be able to, for her to give that a plea or the summary of why we're doing this. So summarize, okay, asking people specifically for money, because I know that's the reason that we're asking is because we need those support, financial support from the people who can, so we can raise enough money. So we want the person who is in charge of that project to have like a collective closing with the reason why we're doing it, asking for money, tell them like their donation, how many people can be fed, and then how long with their contribution do we go. If somebody give you $10,000, okay, how many days we're gonna feed those 800 kids? 830 kids with their teachers. So the more money we have, the more more possibility of us buying more food for these kids. So the same thing with the CPR, when Bree is working on her little advertisement and stuff, if she has to present anywhere else, definitely $1,000 is going to buy the family of the CPR. If we have 5,000, now we have 5 family of CPR, which will be able to teach 5 classes here, 5 classes when you're in the hospital over there, and leave those supplies to the hospital. So it has to be that technical at the end to make sure that if I give you the money, what exactly are you going to do with it? So we have to be that strategic towards the end of each fundraising to make sure that people understand that we're not taking their money to go and do shopping. We're going to take our money to go and support this project that they're willing to give us the money for. And we always have to define that specifically so they know for sure what they're getting into it. Yes, Mr. Siakabe.
I'd like to share on my screen just a little snippet of the video that I'm working on for Mwalimu Kristen, and then we can close on.
Sure. My name is Kristen Behuniak. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I've been a teacher for almost 30 years. I met Dr. Gabone in Norwich, New York. We were neighbors. I've been to Tanzania 3 times, twice to Dodoma, once to Dar es Salaam. Sure. This year we started a new program, the nutrition program, that came out of Dr. Gavone discussing the nutrition needs of the children, and she was speaking directly with the teacher at the school in Dar es Salaam, and the teacher mentioned that the kids don't have anything to eat in the morning. They get to school, they may not have anything to drink or eat at school. They can't afford to buy lunch at the commissary, and they end up passing out when they've gone out to run, to play, to do gym classes. As soon as Dr. Gavone told me that, I immediately jumped into what can you do to feed these kids. Well, we started out wanting to do a breakfast program for a whole year. Dr. Gavone thinks big, and she does big, which is wonderful, and I wanted to jump right in and do that as well. It turns out you need to start a little bit smaller and grow from there. So we took what we had available, and we were able to feed the kids lunch for 2 weeks while we were there. And it was 830 kids. So that was a big doing as it was.
All right, so I'll leave it at that. But anyway, so that's what the video is kind of like there.
Thank you. So for other people, if you have ideas, I know Miss Brianna does, making all those little videos and stuff. So we do encourage people, because we're going to need to do a lot of advertisement, different projects, 2-3 minutes videos to have capture what you feel like people need to hear in order for them to say, yes, I can help. So the more heads we have to discuss and be creative, the more audience we're gonna touch or inspire for them to help us. So please come and help us, you guys, when you can. So all those things, just thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for your time and your contribution. I know it's Saturday, so thank you. And we did today's meeting an hour and 14 minutes. That is a huge blessing. But I appreciate for everybody who came in here. And then so we are going to ask Mr. Steve Jones to give us the blessing for the year and pray for our activities. And then so God can leads us away.
We just want to thank God for a great, awesome last year and the things that we've done and accomplished last year, the lives that we have touched, the people who have touched our lives, the places that we have gone, the aid that we have brought. God, we just want to thank you right now for another wonderful, awesome day. But God, particularly a great year for QHSC. God, touch the heart and the mind of everybody. Give us the people who want to work and who have a desire to come on board with a willing hand, a willing heart, oh God, and to be able to do the things that you have called QHC to do. For your hand is upon QHC. You have blessed it, oh God, with people, with love and care and kindness. You have blessed it with authority. You have blessed it, oh God, with vision. Now, God, provide further vision, provision, that it may continue to go forth this year and even more so. Each and every one who extends their hand to it, bless, oh God, this particular organization. Bless them even more so. Give back to them more than what they've given to this organization, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's effort, whatever they're doing, oh God, give it back to them tenfold in Jesus' name. We ask you right now to touch the people that are intending, oh God, let them be accepted to the medical practices and the things that we bring forth to them, allow them to be able to use it for your glory, that other people may be healed, oh God, according to the medical conditions and the educational things, that they might be educated and go forth, oh God, and do great things within the world, only because you provided a vision for QHSC. Right now, God, lay your hands upon they got the Pavoni, oh God, and all the staff members, oh God. Let them work out the dealings, oh God. And this year, oh God, let us be even more proactive, sending the applies early and find the means and the constitution of things to get there early so we can provide a more adequate, oh God, more adequate source, oh God, of things that we need to do. We ask you to bless even the more so, oh God. We just asking one thing, provide us with the things we need to get the job done. This we ask in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you very much for the blessings.
You're welcome.
Anybody has any final words, concern before we finish the meeting? Okay, guys, thank you very much. I don't want to continue stealing your Saturday, but I appreciate that. Dr. Sharon, if you can stay back, that would be great. People who wants to stay and hear the discussion, that's okay too. I just want to make sure the official meeting is over, but so we can just discuss the opportunity for the CPR here in our community. Thank you for coming. Official meeting is over.